back with another Transport With Us weekly update. This week I put together a mix of stories across England and the United Kingdom. So in this episode, major Metrolink engineering happens around Deansgate and the Castlefield area, and it's been causing major disruption across Manchester. But the good thing for you enthusiasts, there's a lot of rail replacement buses. You've got all sorts, and the car lights looking clean. So from Northern, it's a possible Class 323 replacement, which is apparently the Class 350s. What could that mean for the routes across the Northern network? Liverpool's City Region, they want to bring Merseyrail into public ownership. That should be interesting. So improvements planned across the Liverpool City Region, including bus stops, shelters, accessibility and wayfinding. Up in Scotland, Bargray station, that's prepared to open earlier than planned. That's interesting. London bus fares and tram systems frozen until November. So we're starting off in Greater Manchester, and it said that Metrolink passengers are facing weeks of disruption. So from Monday the 30th of July to Sunday the 2nd of August, tram improvement works are taking place around Deansgate, Castlefield and Trafford Bar. So my recommendation is that passengers need to check before they travel. It is going to affect a lot of passengers, especially through the city centre and a lot of the places, but it is to improve like years old, like decades old rail Metrolink tracks, which are probably older than me. So would you rather have a massive closure like this that lasts for weeks, or loads of little closures that happen like throughout the year? I think I'd rather just one big closure, get it all over and done with, and then hopefully there's no issues further down the line. Next, Liverpool. So Liverpool City Region Mayor Steve Rotherham, he set out plans to the Combined Authority to take Merseyrail into public ownership. Now, Merseyrail is obviously owned by Serco and Transport UK, but the proposal will bring services directly under public ownership. So Combined Authority say create simpler and more joined up transport network. So as you can see, what they're dealing in kind of like Merseyside now is look at all the buses, all the electric buses and stuff. They deal with the hydrogen, but they're gone now. They've been converted to electric. But I get it, one ticket and it could take you across the whole network. I like the idea. I think it's a good one. Merseyrail, you know, it's got a different setup compared to other UK train operating companies. And the 777s is one of the most interesting modern fleet in the country. Like, it is different. The question is, would public ownership bring Merseyrail and buses closer together? So staying in Liverpool, they're saying that more than £300 million is being put towards repairing, upgrading and cleaning the transport infrastructure. Now, a lot of that money is for the roads and the highways, but public transport is being mentioned as well. £30 million is being allocated to upgrade bus stops, shelters, improve accessibility at bus and train stations, and create new wayfinding signs across Liverpool, across the network. Obviously, bus shelters are matter because when it's raining, you're going to want to go to there. You don't want to have an unpleasant journey. I think it's a good thing. But the question is, would small improvements make your local bus stop or train station better? What do you think? So now for one that the train enthusiasts would like. The rail industry is reporting to indicate that Northern is moving towards leasing 37 Class 350s. I do like the 350s. The strong trains, they're made by Siemens, and they also make the Class 185s as well. They will replace the Class 323s, and it's said that next year, 2027, 5 will enter service after testing, after the refurbishment, and they'll be sent over to run on the South Manchester routes. This is what it said. I do like the Class 323s, and you know, I think they're good trains, but as a lot of people said, they've reached the time and they're ready to go. Spare parts are becoming hard to find, and with the Class 350 being, you know, quite common across the UK, it said that, you know, it will improve reliability. Class 32s are 3 carriage trains, Class 350s are 4 carriage trains, so it said that there'll be more capacity as well, more standing room and a lot of stuff like that. Even though 323s do have closely spaced out seats and probably around the same amount of seats, the 350 are longer trains and again, more standing room. They also come with air conditioning and they'll be refurbished to a high standard, so hopefully they'll look clean. The question is though, are you going to miss the 323s? Because I don't know who will take them. There is rumours that they might go to ScotRail or, you know, somewhere to replace the Class 318s and ScotRail's old British unit, but we'll have to see, because again, if there's less spare parts for 323s, why is someone going to want to take it on? It'd be a shame though, because, you know, 323s do sound good sounding trains, but the 350s sound good as well. But the 323s, there's nothing like them. Moving away from the northwest, Scotland, as I was just talking about, Scotland is getting a new station opening earlier than planned. That's what we like to see early. We love it, right? Metrolink says the new Balgray station is set to open on the Sunday the 27th of September, earlier than the original November target. So that's a couple of weeks early. You love that. We love that. The station will serve growing communities around Scotland, and it'll connect it towards the Glasgow area. The new station, it connects housing, work, education and leisure without every journey needed to rely on a car. So public transport is, it's a big thing, especially with people coming from different backgrounds. Not everyone's got access to a vehicle, so that is a good thing. Should new housing areas put public transport first rather than years later, do you reckon? I reckon so. You should, or they should build it around the same time when, development's getting built and stuff. So, and finally, London bus and tram fares are frozen until the 1st of November 2026. No rising fares. TfL says the adult pay as you go, and tram fares remain at £1.75, and passengers still use the hopper fare, which allows unlimited bus and tram travel journeys within an hour. So we do have that on the B network now as well, the £2 fare, and you can use that within an hour, which is, I think, it's good. It's decent because you never know, and we're moving towards technology. People use contactless in the cars, so it would mean a lot. A summer weekend hopper offer is also being introduced during the school holidays. Gets people out. It's nice. Simple fares are important. If passengers know what journey costs, they don't have to think too much about zones or complicated ticket types. Public transport feels easier to use as well, and that's a good thing. Would simpler fares make people use public transport more, do you reckon? I reckon so. So yeah, that's it for this week's update Transport with Us. As always, the information is researched from publicly available sources, but transport changes quickly. So if anything needs correcting, updating or adding, drop in the comments, send us a message or let us know, and let me know which story stood out to you this week. Anyway, thanks for tuning in, and I hope you learned a lot. See you later.